Blueprint is a scientific expedition about the future of being human, and specifically, how long and how well can we actually live.
Bryan Johnson is a scam, and here are the 6 reasons why. Skeptical? Reason number 1 alone might flip your perspective. It's a reality check you won't want to miss. Before we dive deeper, consider supporting our channel by subscribing. It's completely free for you, yet it enables us to continue producing incredible content. 6. Lack of scientific rigor. The core issue with Bryan Johnson's Blueprint initiative lies in its lack of scientific rigor, primarily due to its reliance on a sample size of 1, Bryan himself. This approach inherently limits the ability to draw statistically significant conclusions, akin to trying to predict the outcome of an election based on a single vote. The multitude of interventions he undertakes, from diet and exercise to supplements and experimental drugs, creates a tangled web of variables. This complexity makes it nearly impossible to isolate the effects of any single intervention, blurring the lines between correlation and causation, and leaving us unable to determine which, if any, of these changes are directly responsible for observed improvements in his health or purported reversal of aging. In essence, while ambitious, Blueprint lacks the methodological rigor necessary to offer meaningful insights or advancements in the field of health science. 5. Questionable marketing and claims. So let's talk about another big issue with Bryan Johnson's Blueprint project, and that's the whole deal with its marketing and the claims being made. First off, the claims about reversing aging or achieving this super slow aging process are massive. I mean, saying you're aging slower than a 10-year-old is a huge claim. And in science, big claims need big evidence. The problem is, with all the different things Bryan's doing at once, it's hard to say what's actually working, if anything. It's like throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks, but then claiming it was that one specific throw that did the trick. Plus, there's a lot of talk about data and being data-driven, but in the end, it's a lot of fancy talk without the solid, clear-cut evidence to back it up. It's important to remember that in the real world of science and health, it's the quality and clarity of the data that matter, not just throwing the word data around to sound convincing. 4. Potential health risks. All right, diving into another big concern with Bryan Johnson's Blueprint thing, we've got to talk about the potential health risks. Take the hormones Bryan's using, like testosterone and human growth hormone, HGH. Sure, they might make you feel like Superman for a bit, boosting muscle mass and making you feel more youthful. But it's not all capes and flying. There's a darker side too. These hormones can have some pretty serious side effects, and the truth is, we don't fully understand what long-term use does to the body. It's like embarking on a hike without a map. Maybe you'll find a beautiful view, or maybe you'll walk right off a cliff. The point is, messing with your body's chemistry is risky business. And without clear evidence and understanding, it's hard to say whether the potential rewards outweigh the risks. It's crucial to remember that good health isn't just about feeling good now. It's about making sure you're not setting yourself up for a fall later on. 3. Credentials and transparency issues. Now let's get into a bit of a sticky situation with the Blueprint project, talking about the credentials and transparency around the folks running the show. The head honcho of the medical side of Blueprint, Dr. Oliver Zollman, is a young gun, fresh out of college, without the typical badges of honor you'd expect from someone leading such a groundbreaking project. He hasn't gotten his hands dirty in the field of medicine in the way you'd want, lacking both a full license to practice and a track record of published research. When you're pushing the boundaries of health and science, especially with something as out there as Blueprint, you really need to show your work. Like in math class, it's not enough to just have the right answer. You need to show how you got there so everyone can follow along. But here, it feels a bit like we're being asked to take a leap of faith without being shown the parachute. It's super important, especially when health is on the line, that we know who's behind the curtain and that they've got the chops to back up their claims. Without that transparency and proven expertise, it's hard to fully trust what's being sold to us. 2. Undermining public health efforts. Alright, let's get into how something like Bryan Johnson's blueprint could be messing with bigger public health efforts, especially in the realm of longevity research. You see, there's a lot of potential in the field to actually extend our lives and improve the quality of our golden years. But here's the kicker. A lot of this potential is stuck in the mud because of a lack of funds. Take the research on metformin, for example. It's this diabetes drug that some smart folks think could help us live longer, healthier lives. There's this study called TAME that's all geared up to dig into that, but it's been hitting the brakes because they can't scrape together enough cash to get rolling. Now, imagine if the millions being pumped into personal projects like Blueprint were instead funneled into these big, promising studies. We're talking about a shift from solo experiments, which might not tell us much, to large-scale research that could genuinely crack the code on aging for everyone. It's like choosing between buying one super fancy sports car that only one person can enjoy versus investing in a fleet of buses that could transport a whole community. The impact and benefits of focusing on public health efforts and supporting established research could be huge, not just for a select few, but for society at large. 1. Commercialization concerns. Here's where the plot thickens. As Johnson's narrative unfolded, it became increasingly clear that Blueprint is eyed as a lucrative venture. Despite his considerable wealth, hovering around the $400 million mark, the project's trajectory seems geared towards monetization, with hints at subscription models and affiliate marketing sprinkled throughout his platform. You might wonder, why would someone with so much dough dive into affiliate marketing or push towards a subscription model? Well, it's about more than just making an extra buck. It's a strategic move. By embedding these commercial elements into Blueprint, Johnson not only stands to increase his wealth, but also to embed his project deeper into the health and wellness market. This approach ensures that Blueprint doesn't just stay relevant as a personal experiment, but evolves into a self-sustaining entity that can continue to grow, influence, and perhaps even dominate discussions around longevity and health optimization. It's a savvy business move, leveraging his story and findings to potentially create a new niche in the health industry. Yet this shift towards commercialization raises questions about the balance between genuine health advancement and profit-making, leaving us to ponder the true essence of Blueprint in the grand scheme of things. If this deep dive has sparked your curiosity or skepticism, don't stop here. Engage, ask questions, and most importantly, keep digging for the truth. We're all in this journey of understanding health and aging together, and it's critical conversations like these that push us forward. So, what do you think? Agree, disagree, or somewhere in between? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button if you found this discussion enlightening, and don't forget to subscribe for more content that gets to the heart of the hype. Until next time, stay curious and stay critical.